Hey everyone, welcome to another video on our channel. Today we've got two fresh, detailed news stories that will shake up all Washington Commanders fans. Get ready, because this analysis dives deep into the behind the scenes of our beloved team. We're going to talk about what's going on with Jahan Dotson, our wide receiver who, it seems, isn't at all happy with his current situation. But before we dive into this topic, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss anything we've got going on here. And of course, comment below what you think about the preseason so far. Let's get into it. Starting with last week, it wasn't easy at all for Jahan Dotson. He took the field in the preseason opener, leading the number of snaps among wide receivers, with no less than 32 plays. But wait, if he's the presumed starter alongside Terry McLaurin, why did he play so much? McLaurin, for example, only played 11 snaps. Are the Commanders unhappy with Dotson? This question hasn't left fans' minds in the last few days, and honestly, we understand the concern. Dotson showed a lot of potential last year, and now, in his third season, he was expected to consolidate his position. The truth is that the situation left everyone curious, and Coach Dan Quinn fueled this mystery even more during the press conference before the practice against the Dolphins. When asked about Dotson's position on the team, Quinn got straight to the point. The Commanders are still looking for their second wide receiver. So now what? Did Quinn want to put extra pressure on Dotson? Or does he really see other players standing out more? What's clear is that McLaurin is, without a doubt, number one. But the second place, which should be Dotson's, seems to be up for grabs. This uncertainty not only worries the fans, but also raises doubts about the coach's confidence in Dotson. In this context, Dyami Brown, who had an excellent training camp, seems to be ahead in the race for the second receiver spot. To further complicate Dotson's situation, the Commanders are experimenting with him in a new position, in the slot. This move could indicate both a new offensive strategy and an attempt to find a place where Dotson shines more. However, changing positions after 2 years is not an easy task, and adaptation may be slower than expected. All we can do is wait and see how he'll do in this new role, and if this change will be positive for him and the team as a whole. After practice against the Dolphins, Dotson, in a moment of honesty, admitted that he's not where he'd like to be. He said he's working hard every day to improve, to be better than he was the day before. This sincerity shows a human side of Dotson, who understands the pressure he's under. He recognizes that he still has a long way to go to reach the level of excellence that everyone expects from him. And let's face it, it's important to see this kind of humility and determination in a player. Dotson knows he needs to improve, but he's willing to put in the hard work to get there. "I'm not where I want to be," Dotson said, and that hits deep in the heart of any fan who's following his growth. He's aware that he needs to build his path day by day, and the fact that he's feeling more comfortable with the offense is a good sign. Moving in and out of different wide receiver positions, Dotson believes he's becoming a more versatile player prepared for any situation. But the question remains, will this versatility be enough to secure his position as number 2 on the team? Only time will tell. Now, let's take a look at Dotson's performance last season. During his rookie season in 2022, he showed flashes of brilliance, but like many on Washington's roster, he faced difficulties. Last season was a roller coaster for the team, and Dotson was one of those who felt the ups and downs. The Commanders are betting that by moving Dotson to the slot, he can use his speed and route running ability to stand out even more in the passing game. Expectations are high, but the challenge is enormous. As a fan, it's impossible not to worry about Dotson's future on the team. He has all the potential to be a star, but football is a relentless sport where opportunities are limited and competition is fierce. The pressure to perform can be overwhelming, and Dotson is at the center of this hurricane. Will he be able to overcome this difficult phase and consolidate his position on the team? I personally believe so, but he's going to need a lot of support and, of course, total focus in training and games. Going back to Coach Dan Quinn's press conference, it's interesting to note how he addressed the issue of competition for the second receiver position. Quinn, known for his direct and often enigmatic style, made sure to make it clear that nothing is set in stone yet. This not only puts more pressure on Dotson, but also sends a clear message to the entire team. Whoever wants the spot needs to show it on the field. Quinn's strategy can be seen as a way to motivate his players to give their all, creating a competitive environment that only tends to raise the level of play. But at the same time, this can create insecurity, especially in young players like Dotson, who are still trying to establish themselves in the NFL. And if there's one thing Dotson needs now, it's confidence. The move to the slot can be both an opportunity and a challenge. On one hand, this position can exploit what he does best, agility and skill in executing quick routes. On the other hand, he'll need to adapt quickly to this new dynamic, which requires a deeper understanding of the offense and sharp chemistry with the quarterback. This leads us to think, is the Commanders' coaching staff making the right bet on this change? Or are they risking too much at a crucial moment in Dotson's development? And speaking of chemistry with the quarterback, this is another crucial point that could determine Dotson's success or failure this season. The connection between the wide receiver and the quarterback is essential, especially in decisive plays. In practice, Dotson has shown good chemistry with Sam Howell, which could be a positive indicator for the future. But practice is practice, and the game is the game. Will this chemistry translate into results on the field? The first regular season game will be a trial by fire for this duo. We'll keep an eye out and hope that this partnership bears a lot of fruit. Now, fans, I ask you, what do you expect to see from Dotson in the upcoming games? Will he be able to turn things around and establish himself as one of the main targets of our offense? This season promises to be full of emotions, and I want to know what you think will happen. Leave your comment, like the video, and share it with other Commanders fans. Let's follow every detail together and cheer for our team to shine once again. And if you've made it this far, you already know we've got a lot more content coming your way. So, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and don't miss any updates about our beloved Washington Commanders. Dotson's future may be at stake, but one thing is certain. We'll be here, following everything closely and bringing you all the news. So, what do you think? Will Dotson turn things around? We'll leave that suspense in the air, with the certainty that this season will be unmissable. Now let's dive into a hot topic that's stirring up the Washington Commanders behind the scenes. We know that the 2024 training camp is coming to an end, but there's still a lot going on backstage. And I'm not talking about just anything. I'm talking about our roster for the upcoming season. So, if you're a Commanders fan, stick with me until the end, because this news is promising and you won't want to miss any details. Oh, and while you're at it, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss a thing. The team has undergone a transformation under the new direction of our general manager, Adam Peters. And look, many fans are excited about this change. Peters came in with a bang, cleaned house, brought in new talent, and gave the team a fresh look. But, as any good fan knows, there's always that point of concern that can make all the difference. And in our case, the point that's worrying many of us is the offensive line. Yes, we've seen this movie before. A solid line is essential for any team that wants to go far. And ours, even with heavyweight starters, still raises some questions. So, stick with me because we're going to break down whether we really need more reinforcements. The big catch is that, even with an apparently strong starting line, depth is still a question mark. We're talking about a unit that needs to hold up throughout the entire season, without fail. And if there's one thing we all know, it's that the NFL is unpredictable when it comes to injuries. You can have the best players, but if someone gets hurt and there's no good backup, things get complicated. And that's where Peters' genius comes in. With the second position in the waiver order until week 4, he has a golden opportunity to bring in someone who can make a difference. It's not every day you have a position like this, and the entire fan base is watching to see what he'll do with this advantage. Now, let's talk about a name that could be the missing piece in our puzzle, Jackson Carman. This is a guy everyone knows as a Bengals prospect, but who hasn't taken off as expected. He has that versatility we value so much. He can play both on the edge and in the interior of the line. However, his performance in recent seasons has left something to be desired. The last preseason showing was, at the very least, concerning for Bengals fans, but this could be an opportunity for us. If the Bengals decide to release Carman, he could be exactly what we need to beef up our offensive line. And of course, we have to acknowledge that bringing in Carman would be a gamble. We know he hasn't shown his full potential yet, but sometimes it's precisely these bets that turn into big surprises. With Peters in charge, there's great confidence that he'll evaluate this possibility well. After all, a general manager who can identify hidden talents and fit the right pieces in the right place is exactly what we need to get back to the top. And let's face it, if we want to be competitive, we can't just rely on luck. We need strategy and, most importantly, to be prepared for the unforeseen events that the season might bring. Now, think about it. The depth of our offensive line isn't just about having one or two more guys to replace the starters. It's about ensuring that no matter what happens, our quarterback is protected, our running plays work, and the entire team maintains consistency during games. It's no use having a strong defense and an explosive offense if the offensive line can't sustain the pressure. And that's exactly why the arrival of a player like Carmen, with potential and something to prove, could be what we're missing to close this gap. And that's it, my friends. We're at a crucial moment. The season is just around the corner and every detail matters. The arrival of new talent can make all the difference. And with Peters at the helm, expectations are high. What do you think? Would Carman be the missing piece in our offensive line? Or should we continue looking for other options in the market? Leave your opinion in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any details of this season that promises to be electrifying. So, who do you think is going to shine for the Commanders this year?